Live. Good morning. Good morning. I am live here. I released a secret chapter, chapter 21. Thank you guys for joining Breathe Miha for 20 chapters. It has just been such a raw and personal story of mine that I just can't even believe is out there in the world. I just dropped my daughter off at summer camp, and I got up this morning and I cried in bed. I just cried in bed because it's a really special day for me and a really special person that I'm going to add on here to join to talk about our book and his coming out. So I'm going to add, I've never joined somebody, let me see, um, on my Substack. This is the first time that I have done this, so bear with me. Let's see. One second. Okay. I'm inviting my co-host, Julian Hunter, aka James Haven. Let's see if he knows how to work this as well, because he is not an internet person at all. So I had to tell him last night how to download and get on here. And this is a really special day for him, you guys. And I know so many of you were so angry and hating him for the chapters. But I hope that there's empathy and that there's compassion for just a human story, right? Like we were hurt, and we hurt each other, and there were lies. But most of all, the lies that we told others, that he told me, that I told him, or any of us, it's the lies we tell ourselves that hurts us the most, right? And it's the ones that we're afraid to face and acknowledge ourselves, that hurt us the most, right? And so I met James Haven when I was, 20 years old, and that is in the book. It says waiting for Julian Hunter. I hope he knows how to do this. I hope he knows how to do this. I might have to send him a message. But let me see. Waiting. I don't think he knows how to answer this, you guys, or log in. We'll see. I'll give it a few minutes. Ask any questions right now. The book is up. The secret chapter went up. His statement went up this morning, and it was really beautiful that he took the time to write it and share it, and tell his truth. Like, we were just talking on the phone before I got on here about just living your life, with this secret, right? And not feeling like you can just be your authentic true self, and how sad that is, and how you would never give that advice to anybody else in the world. Let me see if I can come on here. Are you guys still there? Is it still there? I don't know what he's doing. I'm trying to get him on. Hang on. Let's see if that worked. Can you guys hear me still? Okay, yes, you can hear me still. I don't know if he knows how to work this thing, you guys. So the goal is for him to come on here and answer some questions and join me in chatting about this conversation. But I truly don't know if he knows how to log on here. So I might have to come back on here. But we were talking this morning just about the fact that, would you ever tell someone, hey, I think you should hide who you are your entire life, so your parent doesn't judge you, right? And maybe when they're gone, then you can come out and be you, right? When it's safe, right? But who wants to do that? Why not live your authentic life now and let your family and let your parents see you? Julian Hunter has joined. Okay, Julian Hunter, I have invited you to join me. So join me. I'm Julian Hunter, aka James Haven. I have asked you. He's on, but I don't see him. Do you guys see him on here? Come on. I don't understand. Should I try this again? Wait. There you. I was I don't know if you're going to be able to jump on here. You don't know how to work it. I was waiting for you.
Perfect.
Perfect. Good morning,
Good
baby.
morning, beautiful.
Let me make sure everybody can. I've never done a live on here with somebody. So, can somebody write on here? We hear you, but we don't see you anymore. Huh. I don't know why it's not. You guys can't see us? What do you mean? Don't they don't see us?
You see me, and I see you.
I
So
see you.
yeah.
Keep talking. We're talking, but can you not see us? I don't understand.
Okay, they can
Wait.
see me. They said they can see me, Rob. They can't see you. Maybe your video is
I can
off.
see
Check your
Jamie.
video. Check your video. Just check your
Okay.
video thing.
I'm checking my
Hmm.
my video's on. Okay, they can see Jamie, but they can't see me. Is that what it is?
That's what I just saw in the text somewhere down
Okay.
there.
Okay. Well, they don't need to see me as long as they can see you. Everyone has seen my face enough. I don't know what happened or how that worked, but okay, Mom, you can see Jamie on here, right? Just say yes again, and
She
I'm
said
gonna.
yes. She said
Okay,
yes.
keep talking.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, welcome, Julian Hunter, aka James Haven, love of my life, my best friend. This
I'll
is a
see you
really,
soon. I'll
I
see you
know you're
soon.
gonna be here soon. We're gonna party and we're gonna celebrate and we're
Oh,
gonna
oh,
be
yeah.
so us. Um, the secret chapter went up this morning and
Hmm.
your statement went up this morning,
Hmm.
and I want to give you an opportunity to speak on one, us coming back together on the book,
Mhm.
how this kind of came. Say what you want to say, and a space for you to speak, with your voice based on the statement that you put out this morning. And I'm so proud of you, and I love you so much.
Oh, well. Now, did you want to read it at some point or just release it to people? Just side note
It's on
before I
there.
start
It's
talking.
already been
Oh, it's
posted
already on
up.
there. Okay, I just want to
It's
make
been
sure. Okay,
posted
we're
this
fine.
morning in
So
the
the full
secret
statement,
chapter.
the full
The
statement.
full
Okay,
statement
okay.
is on there. So
Okay,
yeah.
just wanted to make sure. So we
Yep.
talked about that at one point.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, I made a statement that I think you've posted already. It's
Yep.
about a minute long. It was just, just kind of a preemptive thank you to everyone and where I'm feeling and what's going on in my life. But what I just want to emphasize is something that I'll talk about in the coming months. But for all of you out there, for all of you out there, I'm going to quote um, Dr. Gabor Mate, and I want you to really hear the quote. And I want you to think of your own lives before we start talking about me for a second. There is a wisdom in trauma. When you realize, which is the most important thing any one of us can do in our life, when you realize that the trauma is not of yourself, and the key is to work through that and become yourself. And
Yeah.
that's been definitely, I get chills just even saying that. And that's been the story of my life. Whether my trauma started at 5, which I've talked about a little bit with Romi, whether or not my trauma started at 11, whether or not my trauma, existed, you know, at different points, that trauma stayed with me into adulthood. And so a lot of my questioning of life was like, well, at one point, without the trauma, I felt this is who I was and
Yeah.
this is what I'm supposed to be. And then the trauma kicks in and says, no, 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 no. You're supposed to do this. And then I start living that life and I start thinking, this is my life. And I'd lived that for sadly many decades. And as I said to um, Romy the other day, I lost my life up to this point. I lost,
You lost your life, and you lost, and I think
well,
because
yeah, I mean, I
the
lost
book.
everything. But I mean, when
Yeah.
I say life, I mean,
Yeah.
I lost everything.
Yeah.
I lost my life. Um, and
We
yeah,
had a whole life that we were creating
exactly.
together that I
Sure,
wrote about, a
sure.
whole life that we had in front of us that we now get a chance to like make and live.
Exactly. And that's what I'm
And
saying. So that's why I
yeah.
say up to this point.
Yeah.
But that's why I start with that quote, because once you realize that that trauma is not of yourself, once you realize, then you go, oh, wait a second. Now I don't want to keep reliving patterns and holding on to the trauma and the existence of the trauma and the voices in my head that say, this is where you're supposed to stay. You know,
Someone said,
um,
Jamie, you
yeah.
should write a book and tell your story. Well,
Now
we're
listen,
definitely, we're
now
definitely,
listen,
yeah.
I've already said that mine is
Yeah.
going to be what they call what okay, I'm gonna start laughing. Mine is going to be a Broadway musical. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that another time. We'll talk about why I say that. But anyway,
Jamie will
Um,
definitely share his story. And I think the beautiful thing about this, you guys, is that this was my story, and I want to
yes,
acknowledge, like
yes,
Jamie and I have talked
yes,
about this.
yes.
This was my story, and Jamie has his own story.
Mhm,
And I want to just
mhm.
acknowledge this before I ask you a few questions so people can really understand.
Sure, sure, sure.
Everybody has their own experience that they are living through with a family member, a parent, a relationship, we each have our own experience, and Jamie and I have been really big on recognizing that what he went through this is his very own, that is valid and real and happened for him, and what I went through in this was very real and valid for me. Two different traumas happening.
Mhm.
And I want to give him the place here because we've talked about this with the men that we've grown up with that have not been the most supportive or loving types of men that we've had in our lives. Like, Jamie has given me the right to tell my truth and the freedom to tell my truth. I did not write this without him, knowing that I was going to be sharing all of this. And he has given me the space to say, this is how you felt as a woman I love. Share your story, right? I'm not going to negate it, disregard it, or tell you that you're crazy or it's wrong. And I will tell you guys this, that is the biggest blessing I have ever had in my entire life by any man in my entire life, because I've been able to just share what my experience was, right? Whether it hurt him or not, because I was hurt. And this is a beautiful gift to me, from someone that I love, who I was very hurt by, And in the return of him doing that for me, I was able to return the gift of saying, can you just live your life? Can you be free? Can I support you? Can I love you? Can I forgive you? And I do. I forgive you. I forgive you for the rest of my life, because we are fucking human beings. And we hurt ourselves, and in hurting ourselves, we hurt the people we love, you know? And that is unfortunately so much of what caused so much of the back and forth between you and I, right?
Correct.
But those two people that met when we were at the El Rey, that type of magic and love and recognizing one another, it had nothing to do with any of the other stuff. And as soon as the other stuff creeped in, Jem, it was like destruction, you
Absolutely,
know,
absolutely.
destruction. And the life we could have lived, fine. We can look back and think we could have done this, we could have done that, we could have been this, but like, today's a new day.
Yes,
We get to
yes.
be this, and you get to be Jem. What are you?
Wait, am I supposed to say that? No, is this the
Yeah,
cue? The cue.
this is it. That was my cue. Jem, what are you?
Uh, no, I'm gay.
I
No.
mean,
Mhm.
as gay can be.
Yes, I'm a lot of things. I'm trying to keep my humility right now. It's just like, yes,
My
but
baby
there's
is
the,
gay.
yes. Hmm, hmm.
And his mom referred to him as Pony Boy, and I
Which
keep
I did not
calling.
realize was a gay term for a young gay man at 5. Okay, there you go. Mhm.
And I want
Yes.
to like recognize this too, because I think it's important to hear from you, and a conversation you and I will have, I'm sure, in many different areas. But a gay man can fall in love with a woman.
Yeah, and that's where I want to emphasize.
Yeah,
So I know you have some questions, but let me just jump
yeah,
into back to the love
yeah,
story from my perspective.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, I met Romy 24 years ago, and next year in May we'll be celebrating our 25th. It's crazy. 25 years. I've known this girl. But what I want to emphasize is this, and it's in her book, so I'm not going to go into full detail here. But once I first, I met her, and then we had our like then we got together after that. Like I went to her place out in Long Beach. A lot of this was what I was doing in the beginning. It was like I'm feeling so much from this person, and I'm just like, no, like this is not whatever. But that's a metaphor for the last 24 years. That there's a reason why I felt that, because once you let her in, you're going to be thinking about her every day for 24 years. You're gonna literally, like I say, the Superman motif. I mean, she's my Lois, and a lot of people. I want to emphasize this before I make a very big point. A lot of people watch comic book movies and they miss the movie. They think of it just like I have a uniform on or some form of suit. I have some form of superpower, but they don't realize like Superman loves humanity because he loves Lois.
Mhm.
People forget that. He sees something in Lois, and that's why he protects humanity against evil. And I can relate to that. So when I think of Romy, when I think of her happy, like right now as we're talking, when I think of all the times in my life where she's safe, think of when Superman knows Lois is safe, when everything's okay. He's great, like everything's wonderful. And when she's in trouble, he loses his mind. So I take that metaphor of the comic book very seriously, but then I bring it into my life. She writes about it. I'll write about it, whatever I do as well. But just she came back into my life on the anniversary of our annulment. Now, I want to say that very carefully. I called her about this. I said, "Did you know when you reached out on June 5th that that was the day 1 year ago? This is this year, so 2025, 2026. Did you realize that when you reached out, that was the day that the court actually signed off and said we're annulled?" And she went, "No, I didn't." So I just want
I
to like,
reached
just
out. Yeah, I
like,
had no
that's
idea.
crazy.
So
That
dates are really important for us and numbers are really
very
important for
important.
us.
Very
And
important.
4 is
Right.
our, our magic number. And
Right.
on August 12th, we got married in
Correct.
2024. It is
Correct.
August 6th, and 6 days would be the anniversary of our
Correct.
wedding.
Correct.
I reached out to him on the day our annulment was filed, and it said, I reached out and I said, I'm writing this book. I'm telling the story. And like everyone knows, I'm very close with my faith and with God. And I just kept praying and praying. And God just kept being like, you need to reach out. You need to talk to him. And I talked to like my friend who's a lawyer, and he's like, he could tell you that you can't write this. And I was like, I know that, but like I can't do this. I love him, and my friend Erin had done a podcast with me recently about Jamie and I, and she knows us together, and she really was like brought up questions that had me crying, which I'm always crying about this. I was like, enough time right now has gone by that like I'm not even angry. I love this person. I love this person. I love you. And what you did for me by saying yes, and write it, release it, I'll help you, I'll support you, and in it I will tell the truth so that we can have a life together where we're not living a lie, for
Yes.
me and for, my daughter and for our family. And when this went down, Jem, everybody made assumptions about what was happening with us without really knowing anything.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
didn't say a word.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
did not say a word. I just took it as like this humiliating experience in my life again, that like I can't have a successful marriage and I can't be someone that's loved and I fail at every, wedding that I have or whatever. But like the reality was there was so much more happening. There was so
Yep.
much more
Yep. Yep.
that was happening behind closed doors. And like letting it go is like, right? How do you feel?
Well, as I was saying about 30 or 40 minutes ago, whatever it was when we talked prior to this, I said, I feel, first of all, I feel free beyond, but I want to say something based on human beings' life. They say death and taxes are the only things that are certain. Well, there's death, taxes, and my love for Romi. So there you go. I just took it. I took all three. But the point is, no, but this idea where if I died today or I whatever, I thought about this, like, an obituary, what someone knows or doesn't know about it. It won't matter, of course, if I'm not here, but it would matter my legacy, meaning like people remember me. And if they go, yeah, I just remember him as that or whatever. And that was it. That was his whole existence. And I would know that there's more story there. And I would know that I was never the person I was supposed to be on my
And for
deathbed
those
or
that don't,
whatever.
those who have asked questions, and I'm going to put it out there. So there's some idea of what it felt like to be in the shadows. Your sister is
Sure.
Angelina Jolie. Your father is John Voight. They are
Hmm.
a very big Hollywood royalty family. And when you say like if you were to leave this earth and no one was to know, you've just hid in the shadows, Jem. You've
Sure.
hid in the shadows without allowing yourself to shine in this world
Absolutely. Absolutely.
by the people in your family. And and this is for everybody who has family members that shine bigger than them or try to dim somebody, down and be fathers, mothers, anybody who you get lost in those people's lights. Your light deserves to be shining. You have a story. You have so much work and so much to do and so much to make as you. And I think the saddest part to me isn't even just like the part of not coming out, it's the part of you that felt like you needed to step back behind your family
Hmm. Hmm.
and not
Well,
step forward.
well, also, I have two things to that. One is that I said this also to them, and she said, please say this to everybody. So I'm going to say it now. In the last 10 years or so, anybody who's followed me or wondered what is James doing, I've really put a huge focus on protecting children. And I said to Rome, I said, I think the entire time I've been doing that, I've really been trying to fight for you know the little Jamie, um, the child within who didn't have a voice. And I'm now not 5 anymore, so I can fight for the 5-year-old now, as
Yeah.
if without realizing, no, that little Jamie's always there,
Yeah.
and go fight for him. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing now, and that's what I'm gonna do the rest of my life. And I want to add something to you. I'm wearing a bracelet. Um, it's very important to me. And this goes out to all the men out there. And I'm talking gay, straight, every level of socioeconomic status, every profession out there. And I want you all to listen very carefully. Um, what I have on this bracelet are four words. Um, and the words are, I am that man. And it comes from a Bible story. It's in Samuel's, and it's with Nathan and David. And a lot of people think David's the greatest thing ever. Well, let's clarify. In the story, and you can go read it, Nathan is talking to David, and David is talking to Nathan. And at this point, David's done some things he shouldn't have done. And he thinks there's nothing of it. Like, who cares? And then all of a sudden, Nathan tells him this story about these two men, one rich, one poor, and specifically how the rich man steals something from the poor man. And David responds by saying, that man should be killed. And Nathan says, that man is you. And Bathsheba lost a son, and the rest of David's household had, as they say, the sword in it, meaning there was a lot of suffering. So,
Yeah.
for all the men out there, if you are that man, and I'm admitting I was that man, and I'm wearing this bracelet to remind myself of I am that man, hurting Romi, you can do things right now to never do that if you're about to. And then you can do things if you've done that, as I've tried to do. And I know it's a lifetime process, but I can do to acknowledge it, um, and do what is right. So I mean it when I say, all the men out there, listen to what I just said. If you are that man, be accountable and do the right thing. So just want to add that.
I love you so much. I love you so much for saying that. I love you for sharing that. I love you for giving me this kind of healing gift. It has been such a long journey that it played a role in who I was, right? And it was
Mhm.
part of my
Absolutely.
development
There's no
as a
question.
woman. It
There's no,
was,
well,
yeah,
no,
it
there's
was
no
part of
question. There's
my
no question.
development as a woman
Right.
and the relationships that I looked into and how I received love. It stems from us being so young and the trauma that happened at such a young age, with my
No
father,
question. No
with
question.
you.
The one, two,
And
the one, two, which you talk about.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And to work through that and I never had the closure with my dad. As we know, he
Mhm.
died with like
Mhm.
very little closure. So to be able to experience that with you and our lifetime together is like really amazing, and it makes me really excited about like this next chapter, and like you get to come here and fly here and we get to celebrate and we get to dance, which is what you and I do best, and
That's all.
we
By the way, I've told us. Can I didn't mean to cut you off. I don't want to cut you off ever. When I was a little, 5-year-old, that's all I did. I mean, I would jump on tables, which she knows where this is going. But I would jump on tables, and I would just jump on couches, and I would jump everywhere, and I would dance for like hours. I mean, I
Yeah.
would just dance and dance and dance and dance. And she knows that about me. So, it's all
In one of
about
those chapters
this.
that you guys read when we
Yeah.
shaved his head
Hmm.
and he
Hmm.
was getting
Hmm.
close to coming out and we did our photo shoot, which is the shoot
Hmm.
that I have the picture up today for the
Yeah.
secret chapter.
Yeah. Hmm.
I took him to a drag
Yeah, she
brunch
did
here
it,
in
and,
Austin.
and I didn't think it was on purpose. She did it very coy. It's just like going, "This
I
is a
took him
cool
to
little
I was
restaurant.
like, yeah,
This
we're
is a
just
cool
gonna
little
go,
restaurant. Let's
yeah,
go check it out. Let's go.
let's go check
They
it
might be
out.
having, like a nice
Of course
brunch or
I
something."
knew that it was a drag brunch, but I really wanted him to be able to like step into his power. And y'all, that morning he stepped into his power
I couldn't
because
control myself. All right, it
he
just
was
becomes that kind of stuff.
dancing. He joined the contest. He won the
I
contest.
won the
He was
contest,
lap
and then I went back
dancing.
to the table, and I got to say
Yeah,
what I said. I said, "I'm
yeah,
not gay." Just in
yeah,
case
yeah.
you're
So
thinking that,
basically, he
I'm
went
not
and
gay.
drag
Yeah,
queen
say
danced
say the story. Go.
everyone. Yeah. Then
Mhm.
he comes back to the table and he's like, "Well, I'm not gay. I love you. Let's get married. Let's get married. I love you. Like, I'm a big man." And I was
It's
just
all
like,
true. I said those words.
"What
I
in the
did. I
fuck is
said,
happening right now?"
yeah.
And then my trauma ass is like, oh yeah, no, maybe he's not gay. No, for sure he's not. No, this is definitely not a gay man, right?
No.
I mean, just
Mm-mm.
but
Mm-mm.
also, I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to believe it. I knew it, and I wanted to support you and love you, and then I didn't want to believe it because then it would mean like losing you in that capacity, which I couldn't. And so there was
Right.
a battle between. How do you love and support somebody knowing their truth, but also how do you break the lie that you want to believe so badly is yours? And then somewhere along it, grieving the idea of what we were. supposed to be in the
Mhm.
world, and then
Mhm.
accepting now you are my life partner, we will do
Mhm.
life together, you are
Mhm.
not my close friend, you are my
No,
love,
no.
and you happen to be gay, you know.
And I want to emphasize what you just said, even though I'm sure people listening will, either got it when you said it or the other
Take a
person.
moment, yeah.
Well, no, 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 no. But what I mean is, you didn't want to, like, what I'm saying is that's where life gets tricky because
Yes.
I may have heard you say that at some point. You didn't, but I may have heard you say something. Then I go, you're right. You're right. I don't want to hurt. So then what happens is that these weirdnesses happen in our lives
Mhm.
where we don't
Yeah.
be us. We're like, well,
Yes.
she's hoping I'm really straight. So I gotta kind of
Yeah.
play like
Be
it's
straight,
just
right? Because I'm
like
telling you,
right,
I want
right,
this man
right,
in my dreams,
right,
and I've never
right,
had it. And you're going, well, I love her. I think I can be that for her. Let me
right.
not hurt her. But then it takes you away from your truth. And then
Yeah,
I'm
and
going,
and
I
and that's
know,
why I love that we're saying this live because this is
yeah,
everybody that's hearing this, gay straight would really try to process what we're saying because I really think these are gems of words. It's like this is what we're talking about here. Like, can a gay man, as she said early, love a woman? Yes, because I've
yes,
never heard love defined as just quote unquote sexuality. That's not, what are you talking about? Like, that's not love. Like, love
yeah,
is a different word. What's agape?
yeah,
All these different words. What's that? It's like, is that sexual? No. So what I'm
mm,
saying is that's supposed to be the highest form of love. So don't put labels to things. Just say, if
yeah,
you say I
mm,
love the ocean, which some people do, and I do. I surfed as a young boy. I've been surfing a lot of late. I hadn't surfed in when I say I had not surfed in decades. I took it up recently, and it's like,
I
like
texted him last week. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm surfing. I'm like, who the fuck are you right now?
I never told her. I never told her, but there was no reason because I haven't
I was
surfed
like,
since like she knew me. Like, I surfed before I knew you, so why am I even talking? Point is,
yeah, yeah.
it wasn't me. But
I mean, there were just some really hot surfer boys on the beach too. So let's just
now listen, let's
now
not
listen,
get.
you.
I
Now
was
listen.
where I'm distracted by
I
this
bet you
conversation.
surf now. I
Yeah,
bet you surf
yeah,
now.
yeah.
That's all.
Okay,
You're
listen. Not going to go there. Okay.
gonna
The
be
point.
taking up all these sports, and I'm gonna be like, let me see the guys that are playing these, and I'm gonna be like,
Volleyball.
yeah.
Let's get real. I've seen Top Gun. It's a gay movie, but that's another conversation.
Listen,
That's another
that's
conversation.
another
It's a
podcast.
lot of people have said, quoting Quentin Tarantino, that it's a movie about a man coming to terms with his sexuality. I'm quoting that. That's a
I'm just
quote.
saying.
I'm
Listen,
I'm just
listen.
okay. All right.
Okay.
Point is, point is, did I just do like okay, okay,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think I did it. Yeah,
I want to
okay.
say this because we are going to jump off because I don't want to go too long on here. I want everybody to read the last chapter. Read Jamie's incredible words. His entire coming out statement is in the last chapter. It had me on tears. Jem, we have a huge chapter ahead of us, and we will be speaking many, many times after this, the two of us. And hopefully, my goal is that this story and our sharing it is not a woe is me story. I've never wanted it to
No,
be that.
no.
I hope it's just a human story that goes, we are all fucking human beings. And the best thing that we can do in the most cliche way is let the truth set you free. So your lies, they will destroy you. They will destroy everything around you. Your ego, it will destroy you. It
Yes.
will tear your life apart. Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Right. And
Humble
the last
yourself.
and I'm tying this all together. There's a quote, and I'm not trying. It's not that I wish Buddha didn't say it. It's just I say Buddha. Oh, you a Buddhist? No, no, I'm not a Buddhist. But Buddha says a quote that I think is very pertinent for this ending. So I'm just going to say it. It's very simple. He says, "No matter what you have heard, okay, no matter who has said it,
Yeah.
no matter even if I have said it, if you do not believe it in your heart, then
Mm,
maybe it's not true." And I say that to everybody alive. I don't care if it's religion. I don't care if it's business. I don't care if it's you know government. It's you hear it like oh yeah, 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 but wait a minute, that's just someone telling you something. What do you feel about what you're really hearing?
yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you feel? And that's the essence of life. That's why
I
we're supposed to be so unique. We're not supposed to be just followers. Yeah.
no, we're not. And that's I'm not a
Mm-mm.
follower. If there
No.
has ever been anything
Look,
about
I was named after Peter Pan, so let's
yeah,
get real.
I
I
don't
don't
follow
I
anyone. I mean, maybe
no
I should
no
be following
mm-mm.
someone because I'm about to take myself right off a fucking cliff every week, but I'm still just doing my own journey. My last question, because I know people are going to relate to this, and then I want to close off here and let
Yeah,
everybody read the
yeah, we're done.
chapter, is
Yeah,
many of you have family members that may not be accepting
right,
of
right.
of being gay. And right now in the world and our culture, and I don't want to ignore it, it's a hard time. It's always been a hard time, but it's a hard time. And I was very blessed to be raised by two women. I was blessed to be in this environment with religion and being gay being just part of love and God. My entire existence has been that. So I have never known what it felt like to come out and have family not accept me. What I have experienced is coming out as bisexual or not identifying as gay and having people,
Right.
rip me apart publicly. For you and for any boy or daughter who might have a family member or a parent that isn't condoning of this, what is your advice to them?
Oh, this is for me now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just want to make, okay.
Yeah.
And this is for the person
This
that's
is for somebody like you who's got a dad who isn't
okay.
very
Just want to
approving of
clarify.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's the person
Yeah.
saying it, the person receiving it.
What is your advice to somebody who has hid themselves because of looking for love from a parent?
My advice, that's why you kind of set me up with my point. Um, my advice is no matter who tells you why, you shouldn't be that, they're getting information, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, persons down the list, and it's not necessarily true. That's what I mean. So if you don't believe in your heart, then I say fight for you. And if I could go back to that 5-year old and if I could go back to that 11-year old, I would be very clear and say, this is who I am. Not even just say, I can't believe you won't accept me. No, 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 no.
Mhm.
This is who I am. And then
Yeah.
it's on them. That's it.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
just keep doing, this is who I am. I'm going to
Yeah.
join, the ballerina school. Change your voice. I'm
Yes.
going to join the ballerina school. That's the end of this. Like, that's the end of this conversation. And you can come to our recitals or not. You'll always have
Period.
seats.
End of story. Yeah.
That's
Period.
what
End
I'm
of
that
story.
that's it. But this is who I am. That's what I would just keep saying. This is who I am.
Yeah.
And don't defend
I,
it.
I love
You don't have
you.
to. You
And
don't have to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have I wrote in the book, my coming out story was a little different. I sat at the table with my two moms, and I remember sitting there in like junior high and being like, I think I'm gay, and everybody just ignoring me, and my sister being like, nobody fucking cares here. And I was like, oh, okay. No one cares at all here. But for you and for many, it's a big deal where you have to own who you are and tell your parents, like, this is who I am, And I love that you acknowledge that 5-year old, the 11-year old. I love that you talk
Mm,
about the ballet and the glitter that you put
mhm,
on and the
mhm.
dresses you want to wear because that is who you are. That's
And
who
one
you
last
are.
thing, because I know we could talk forever. I like that you had a
Yeah.
flip story because mine was more of fear. That doesn't mean that mine's more or less, but I want to
Yeah.
say something because you know where I'm going around.
Mhm.
You actually said it, and everyone was like, great. But there was a
Yeah.
fear, even in your
Yeah.
situation,
Of
that you
course.
felt. But that's important because I think that there's
Yeah.
two sides of that. There's the
Yeah.
side that's like always hearing anti this, anti that about the
Yeah.
LGBTQ plus
Yeah.
community. And that's
Yeah.
one side. The other side is I just assumed that if I came to the table or
Totally. It
assumed
would
if
be
I
a
told
big
my friends
deal. It would
or
be
I
a big
assumed,
deal.
and they're looking at you going, great. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God. So all these years that I could have done or whatever,
Yeah, I
I
was
just sat
secretive,
there going,
like I was making out with girls and all my friends that were over and like my slumber parties were,
right,
not normal slumber parties, right? But and here I am in a home with two moms and I'm like, "Oh,
right.
my best friend's coming over so I can basically make out with her all night, right? In my bed." And my parents didn't know. I know my
Mm-mm.
mom was reading the book and she was like, "What? What was happening? She came over and you did what?" And I was like,
I like the
"Yeah,
retro
mom."
part. Like, what the heck's going on here
I was
20, 30
making
years
out
ago?
with
It's
all the
like what?
girls.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, they were so
It's great.
hot,
It's so great.
but
It's so great.
it was like even with my home being that there was still this kind of like, hey guys, I don't, I'm gay, like is everyone going to kind of like freak out, and nobody did, and
It's it.
so
And
it's
that, but I
almost
love that
like
we
an
can end on, but
innate.
I love that we
Yeah.
ended on that because most people
Yeah.
never, I mean, most, what am I talking about? I don't think they ever focus on what you just said. It's the
Yeah.
other side of
Yeah.
it, of
Yeah.
everybody would have
Yeah.
been accepting Romy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Like, oh, okay,
huh.
well,
Wow.
I love you,
Love you too.
and we're going to jump
And love
off.
all
This
of
is
you
a
listening
really, yeah.
live. It's crazy being live, isn't it? Yeah. You can do a lot of things live. Yeah. Oh.
This is going to be a really big day for my Jamie, my Gem. This is a really big day when we want to podcast with you too.
I
Well,
know.
it's funny you say
It's funny
that.
you say that. Wink,
It's
wink. We're
funny you
working
say
on
that.
that. Prophetic.
We definitely are thinking of doing a podcast together. We are thinking of doing many things together and using our voices and our story together. So stay tuned, please. join us on this journey. And we do have a really beautiful podcast that our friend Erin held for us that will be out on Friday. And we hope you guys can tune in and listen and hear a little bit more in depth to this
And put those
conversation that we're
links up for
having.
people on your thing. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It'll all be posted on here. And this is just the beginning. This is just the
Hmm.
beginning. And for somebody who wrote to me last week and was like, "You're a disgrace to the gay community," and I think the other thing was, "You're just like going on and on and on about your story about someone who hurt you." Well, here you go. I was not going on and on about somebody who hurt me. I was sharing a beautiful love story, so it went up today. And for those of you who said I'm a disgrace to the gay community. I love all my gays. I'm gay. Everyone's
Let
gay.
me
We're
tell you,
all gay.
I can tell you personally firsthand, the gay community loves Romy. So,
So much.
strong word, strong word.
So much.
Yes. All right.
Okay. I says TMZ Courts is here. Huh. Well,
Nice.
anyways, we just wanted to say that we love you guys. It is Pride Month in Texas, so happy Pride! And we will be out and about in Austin this weekend, getting our gay on, dancing. If I have to put glitter on your eyes, I will. But it is going to be a fantastic weekend. I love you to
Love
fucking
you.
death, and I'm so proud of you.
Love you all.
Bye, guys.